And now I'm unmuted. Welcome everyone to the PYRESWAP show. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day, or good morrow. And most importantly, did you guys hear about the CBDC announcement? Did you guys hear? Were you guys informed? Did you guys get the email? Did you guys get the letter? It said Jerome Powell has avowed there will not be a CBDC, at least under his watch. Which again, I don't think that was ever like a narrative, which is kind of interesting that this is something that like gets projected. That like, hey, there's talk of a CBDC. It's like, well, there is now that you said that to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if Jerome Powell has ever made a statement on that shit ever before, but they just like, they talk about this. Oh, have you heard what the Federal Reserve of New York is doing a research paper on fucking CBDCs? I again, following the theme that like these institutions just have this budget towards research. Does that make sense? So they have to throw. I don't know if you guys ever worked for the government before, but if you don't spend your budgeting money, they reduce your budget. Does that make sense? So the point being here is that like if they have a research department, at the fucking Federal Reserve, they're gonna end up doing research on shit that like they think will get eyeballs. Does that make sense? To prove that like, hey, we're doing research on this. So they go and they research the Kazakhstan CBDC or one of those fucking projects. Shout out to, do you know who was building that? Alameda, actually, yeah. Alameda was building the Kazakhstan CBDC, and then suddenly Binance got the contract instead. Isn't that crazy, you guys? Yeah, so, and then hilarious, that guy went to jail. Yeah, so I don't even know what's going on with that Kazakhstan CBDC. Sounds like they just keep passing it around like a fucking cigar. But, yeah. I hope they get that Kazakhstan CBDC thing worked out. Was it really? Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, yeah, Afghanistan could use a CBDC. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. There will not be a CBDC in the United States. Okay. A lot of people, they think about this as... They think about this idea, and by the way, I don't hate this idea that like this government fear thing because that's really useful for storytelling. But when they talk about like, oh, good, the government's not going to do a CBDC, I want you to understand that you might feel like that is removing the pressure from your neck, but understand that the Federal Reserve, if they had a CBDC, they would be a lot easier to scrutinize. Do you guys understand that? Right now, a lot of the Fed processes are not exactly transparent. If there was a CBDC, I think a lot more of it would be transparent. I don't know if it would be like Block Explorer level transparency, but there would be a lot more transparency in where the money's moving. So I think the fact of the matter is that there's so many special interests in the banking system of the United States that, by the way, I do believe is an abomination that these special interests would not benefit from a CBDC, and therefore they're not going to lobby for one. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, do you guys even know like how much money was created during COVID? I don't think anybody does. With the CBDC, people would know. And the fact of the matter is that I don't think people want people to know. Do you guys understand that? You guys can hear me, right? Like, I don't think the Fed wants there to be like, oh yeah, you know, there's like an audit the Fed type of thing, right? Legitimately, you wouldn't need an audit the Fed type of thing if there was a CBDC. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Right? They're like, oh yeah, I can audit it, you know, using this Excel spreadsheet that automatically populates the fucking chain data or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't actually know like how a CBDC would be built, but you get what I'm fucking saying. They already have a digital currency. Yeah, like they already use digital dollars like everywhere. When he talks about a CBDC in the past, you guys have heard Jerome Powell use these two words. I'll write these two words on the board here. We can, I guess, if you want, go over them. This will be a real short show today, by the way. But we can go 15 minutes with us, right? We can go 15 minutes here. Can you guys read these two words? I really have no idea if you guys can even hear me. Yeah, can you guys read these two words on the board? I think you can. Wholesale and retail. You guys see that? What does that fucking mean, right? And I actually, I don't even know if I can screen share here. Let me see if I have. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Okay. Okay, you can actually just give them a screen share. Wholesale, this is actually accurate enough. Wholesale banking serves large organizations and institutions, while retail banking serves individual customers. Wholesale banking is also known as corporate or commercial banking. So, Jerome was saying that they could in fact create a ledger for the wholesale side of the Fed, which by the way is the part that touches the rates. Does that make sense? The Federal Reserve does not really touch you. The Federal Reserve touches the banks. Does that make sense? The banks are what touch you. You guys understand that? So they were like, hey, we could create a wholesale instrument for the sake of, the way that bank to bank stuff gets handled, right? Not stuff that you would ever have in your bank account or on your balance sheet, but stuff that, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citibank, et cetera, they could have it on their balance sheet. China, right? I'm sure China would have it. Anyways, when you hear these two words in banking, retail refers to individual consumers. People like you and me, especially when we make purchases that are individual. But wholesale is referring to institutions, corporations, even regional banks probably, regional Fed banks. Okay, are there any questions on wholesale and retail? Do you guys, can you guys, who am I even talking to today? Yay, CBDC. Let's see. Okay, we have some people here. Oh yeah, what's a dark pool? I have no idea. Oh, is that a privacy chain pool? Actually, no idea. Is that a Web3 thing? Oh, look at this. Private asset exchanges. Look at that. There you go. Oh, really? Okay. You know what's crazy? I'll tell you this about what's illegal and what they do. Since the fucking the recession of 2007, 2008, 2009, a whole bunch of banks did these gigantic revisions of the way they did things. One of those things was actually liquidity pools in general, and they mostly keep them for things like bonds and T-bills and stuff like that. What is the crazy shit on BNB chain? Yeah, I'm completely in the dark about that. Yeah, is something good happening? Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you mean meme coiners on BNB now? Oh, okay, phenomenal. I've never been more bullish. Okay, well, Electronic, we're going to again single message marketing. We're gonna bring everybody to Pyre Phantom. Yeah, and again, we can do something to get their eyeballs. Stop. Yeah, this is spaghetti marketing. I can't insist on it. This is not. It's not it. Yeah, it's not it. Literally single strategy. Evergreen funnel. Does that make sense? People will be able to figure out that there's BNB on this project through their own brilliance. Does that make sense? So instead of chasing the fucking hype, which again is never it. Again, it's about what we said, trends and not fads. Does that make sense? Electronic, that type of thinking is always wrong. Yeah, on a fundamental level, you are in fact playing whack-a-mole. Yeah. You're literally being a windsock. So yeah, that not even talking about one chain versus another. It's about do one thing. Electronic, I've tested it for a decade. Yeah, I tested it for a decade. Yeah. I think a book you could read there is Poor Charlie's Almanac, if you want to actually know why that's not the way of thinking. Legitimately, yeah. We don't need to. Oh my god. Oh no, we lose a lot of things, Electronic. 1 minute of distraction costs you 23 minutes of focus. We're not even trying. Electronic, That is the type of like throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks that we did all of 2024. Yeah, like there's no theoretics behind that at all. Yeah, you're just like, what do you want to do? Send a death threat? Launch a fucking meme coin? Yeah. What is marketing? What does it consist of? Electronic, they gave a fuck about BNB back in 2019 and 2018. Electronic, zoom out one. Zoom out. Zoom out. It's not about whether it's BNB or AVAX or Bitcoin. You're just chasing a fad. Like, it just will keep shifting around. Yeah. Yeah, and then secondly, you're also talking about, like, meme coins. Yeah. Like, in theory, we're marketing to the people that are getting fucked over by meme coins. Yeah, like it's like apples to apples. You're looking at the technical details. I'm telling you, the decision making that you're doing upstream of that will already lead to failure again and again and again, because you're being a chameleon. Yeah, and also like you will never make money if you don't know what to say no to either. I think Electronic calls it niche hopping. Sorry, Electronic. Alex Hormozy calls it niche hopping, and I call it the fucking yakosphere. Like. I was actually just telling a story about like when I spent time in like the CBD industry. Yeah, like I literally left crypto to go do a year in CBD, and it was like this was the dumbest and most amateur shit of my life. I was chasing fucking hype, and while I was in CBD, the price of a pound of CBD biomass went from $100 to 65 cents, which is over 99% crash. Yeah. Electronic, none of our ambassadors can explain the project. Can you explain the project? Electronic, this is not an opportunity. You're an amateur. Yeah, this is not an opportunity. Yeah, like this is nothing. Yeah, like, oh no, the season changed. It's nothing to do with us. Yeah, so like now, instead of continuing to move the needle on what we're building, we have to like stop doing that, waste time, like building something else. Okay. How should I explain it this way? Do you know why Warren Buffett like doesn't buy Bitcoin? Oh no, we lose time and focus. Yeah. Yeah, like we lose a lot. Yeah, we lose a lot by fucking chasing a fucking shiny object. Okay, so we'll talk about shiny object syndrome. Let's see if like Google can do this better than me. Okay. Shyness is the tendency to be distracted by new ideas and opportunities, often at the expense of current tasks. At the expense of current tasks. Due to a lack of focus and unfinished projects. Constantly starting new things. Difficulty completing tasks. Never ending to-do list. Excitement over execution. Excitement over execution. Excitement over execution. Okay? Getting more amped up about new opportunities than implementing existing strategies. The belief that there's always something new worth pursuing. This is the childhood phenomenon of always wanting a new toy. The reason this doesn't work, Electronic, is the same reason children are poor. Does that make sense? Yeah. Also known as magpie syndrome, it's a common challenge for individuals with ADHD. Yeah. There you go. This video can help you learn more about shiny object syndrome. Yeah. As long as BNB chain is still there when we launch our actual funnel, yeah. How about this? We already have a website called howtotellwhentosell.com. howtotellwhentosell.com. Electronic, how about you do it then? Yeah. How about you do it then? Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming to the PYRESWAP show. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you on Monday.